Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. So today's Wednesday. I didn't do my normal stream today because I'm still trying to get better. So I didn't want to set up stream and do all of that. I literally just slept most of the morning and day. Currently it's about 4:30 in the afternoon, or evening rather. So I thought I would make a little video, and I'm just trying to set up my footrest here so I can have my foot propped up. It's makeshift, but it's okay. So we are going to be working in Dark Fairy Tales today, and what I thought I would do is talk about ways to make Kerby's books less intimidating. I know a lot of people, I keep hearing that they don't want to color in Kerby's books because they intimidate them. It's too many details. It looks hard, things like that. So I have a few ways to hopefully help you make it a little less intimidating. At least I think they would be good ways. So I picked out a page. The first thing, that was my makeshift footrest. It decided to fall. The first thing is to pick a page that has not so many details and already looks less intimidating than the others. So I went on ahead and I picked out this one, which is perfect for me because I've been wanting to do this page anyway. So this is the Peter Pan page, and as you can see, there's a lot going on. There is the water, you have the alligator, you've got all these teeth, you have, Peter. A lot of people have issues with skin tones and stuff like that. You have Captain Hook, and then you have like a small background area. So this might go over the course of more than one video because we're going to try to finish this page together. Don't hold me to that. Okay, now we've got our page. We're looking at it and we're like, whoa, it's a lot going on. What do we do first? So you can pick out your supplies first. Now, a couple of supplies that you can use to, there are a couple of supplies that you can use to make this go a little bit easier. So, I'm just going to jump right in, and I think we should start with the water. So I have some watercolors here, and I have a couple different blues in my watercolors. My watercolor palette is a mess. I haven't cleaned it in ages, but it's okay. So I want the water to be kind of a dark blue, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my brush. I have my jar of water from a Ragu can that I am reusing. It's all good. And I have a spritzer, but I don't know where it is, so I'm not gonna spritz it today. It's fine. I think it's in my my pencil case, but we don't need to do all of that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with this blue here, and I'm just gonna grab some off and I'm gonna put some down. I think it's the same blue as, I probably should have spritzed this because I think it's the same blue as this one, so we're just gonna put some here. I'm gonna put quite a bit. I'm just using one color. You can mix if you want. You can make it to whatever kind of color you want. I'm gonna add some more water to that. So we have our color on our thing here. Watch how fast this goes. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit and make sure you have a paper behind it. I don't know how all this water is gonna fold on this paper, but we're gonna see. And I'm just gonna take my brush and go over all the water parts. And remember, this is just one color. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just putting a base down. I'm not going over the foamy bits. You can if you want. I might do something else with that. But we're trying to make this easy. So we're just getting color down. I'm not the greatest with watercolor either. So we're just putting the color down. And hopefully you guys can see this all right. I'm gonna grab a bit more color. And if it's the same paper as the other Kerby books, it should be okay. The page might buckle, so if you aren't a fan of that, you can use watercolor pencils. That's one way to use a lot less water than watercolors. I am just going straight in because why not? I have 2 copies of this book, so this is my experimental do things on the channel with you guys book. So I can do this page on my own, and the other copy, which is nice. So whatever we learn here today is what we learn here today. And I'm sure there will be a lesson of not using so much water or something like that that we learn here today. But for now, it's working out fine. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at watercolor, so you'll have to excuse the way it looks. But like I said, we're just basing it. So we'll flip it to see. It's still wet, but it's holding up okay. I could probably go with using a little bit less water. And then I proceed to put more water on the paper. So just, be mindful about how much water you're putting. This is not watercolor paper, so don't go and do what I did and just throw a bunch of water on there. Be mindful, but also make sure that you have enough water to do what it is you need to do. You can also use a water brush, which is what I normally use. I do have one here. You can use one of these to control the water also. That's probably a little easier. You can just throw that on there and it kind of controls the water for you. That's probably a little bit better. I don't know. I thought I was Picasso using a regular paintbrush. Let me tell you guys, I am not. Like I said, watercolor is not my thing, but just throw some color down on there. You can go over the foamy bits if you want. You don't have to. I'm not going to. I'm going to use that for something else. So for me, I might add some metallic blue or something like that. And what I like to do, because once we have this down, it's gonna look a lot less intimidating because we have all the bits of water covered when we have it covered anyway. You have to excuse my sniffles. I am still sick, as I said. That's too much paint. But Kerby's books are meant to be fun, so going into it, don't stress yourself out too much trying to make it look a certain way. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It just has to look the way you want it to look. And if you're okay with the way it turns out, then it's perfect. Now, some bits of the water is lighter than others. That's fine. It's watercolor. I'm not worried about it because I'm going to go over it with pencil. And I think the bottom down here should be a little bit darker. Not too much, but, you know, and then you can kind of make it look as deep as you want with the color or as light as you want. That's the good thing about watercolors. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit. Add or remove. And if you don't have watercolors, you can use other things. Like I said, watercolor pencil has a little bit more control. You can use, you know, the pencils to kind of map out exactly where you want the water to be colored at. And then you can go in and activate it. We're just diving right into this. And I don't want these videos to be long either, so what I'm thinking of doing is breaking it up, but we will do what we can to finish this page together. Best I can, no promises. But because I know some of you might not want to wait on me, but once you have the concept down, feel free to go forward with it if you want. You do not have to wait for me. You do not have to wait for the next part. Once you grasp, like, okay, this is what I got from this video, I'm going to take it and run with it. Run with it. It's fine. So I'm just putting some down. I'm just kind of slapping it down. It's going everywhere. It's not perfect. Water's not perfect. So this looks great to me. And some of my watercolors are a bit opaque also, so I have to, which can be a good thing. If you want to cover the lines, then get you some opaque watercolors or get you some gouache. And then you won't have to worry about all the deep lines and the shadows and all of that. You can kind of put them where you want. Or you can go really light, and that's that. We are almost done. I need this page completely dry for the next part, so we probably won't go over it in pencil this time around because it is still pretty wet, unless I can find a part of the page that's not so wet. And like I said, it is going to buckle. Your page is not going to be flat anymore. So if that works your soul, then this is not the technique for you. So I'm going to just add a bit more color down here. I know some people are going to be like, Bubbles is using watercolor in her book. Once again, I have a second copy, so I'm not too much having a heart attack right now. And plus, if it teaches you guys something, then I'm okay with it. So I think we got all the water bits. Just kind of looking around here. I might add one here just to make it look like, yeah, so the rest of this, oh, here's a piece. The rest of this is like the little foam bits and stuff. So We got all the water. So the water's done. And if you want to, you can quite literally leave it like this. Or you can go over it with pencil. But the water part is done. And we did that in 15 minutes. So watercolor is a great way. And like I said, you can add, if you want to just use just watercolor, you can add other colors to it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You can add other colors to it, but we're already done with half the page. And all I did was use a little bit of watercolors. And these are a mix. Some of them are the Prima Marketing watercolors. Some of them are Winsor & Newton Cotman. Some of them are Paul Rubens, I think. It's a mix. It's a mixture. One of these days I'm going to get me some Holbein watercolors, but I promise you not until I learn how to use them properly. Because Holbein watercolors are kind of expensive. Excuse me. So, here we have half the page done. Now, I'm going to end this here, and because I want to keep them short, and I will see you guys in the next part. Bye.